Alright guys, here's another race video for you from the Triad Crit series. This is the 7th race of the series, 4 to go. We're back here in Kernersville at the Herbalife distribution plant, and I got something different for you today. Today I'm playing the role of the teammate, trying to help my buddy Mark regain his position of 3rd overall in the series. He was bumped off the podium in the last race, so my goal for today is to try to get Mark some more points, and there's one guy in particular we're looking to keep an eye on, Mitch, and I'll point him out here in just a minute. So like I said, today's race is something really different, looking for the best possible way to support Mark in this race. So moving forward here in this race, looks like lap 6. We've got 2 guys from Benissimo off the front, and Mark's here on the front, kind of trying to pull him back. So Daniel and I have the same idea. We're just going to slot in front of Mark, so he's not eating any wind, and we're just going to slowly pull this move back. It was super hot today. You can see in the upper left-hand corner, it says 84, but with the humidity, I mean, it felt like 90 degrees. This was definitely a race of attrition, as you'll see. Just a ton of repeated attacks. I think by the end of the race, half the guys that we had started with were just gone. I mean, they just had dropped out. Really, really tough race. There's Mitch right there on the green bike with the pink and yellow. Mark following behind him. He's the guy we've got to look out for. My goal is just to make sure that Mark places in front of him. And really what we talked about beforehand was getting Mark into a breakaway, hopefully without Mitch in it, would be the best scenario. So we're going to try to make that play out. It's tough racing like this for me. I just didn't know what I should be doing and when to try to make a specific outcome happen. I'm just overthinking a lot of things. So you saw just a moment ago, Mark goes on a solo dig, he gets pulled back, and then I immediately hit it as soon as the group pulls him back. I got one guy on my wheel here, and I don't know who it is at this point. I just got to make sure it's not Mitch. So I look back, it's not Mitch. And right here, I hit this corner as fast as I possibly can. My inside pedal is actually dragging on the ground right there. And I do create a gap, and I just push it hard. So right here, I'm away solo. We're 12 laps into the race, and I'm just thinking, hopefully I can get away and force the other guys in the group to chase, so Mark and Shannon and Daniel can just sit back and be dragged along. I really did not have any expectation of actually getting away with so early in the race solo. That being said, the gap really starts to open up. This move lasted a lot longer than I anticipated or wanted it to, and I'm really starting to think about, like, what am I trying to do here? Right here, we're coming up. I think we're at lap 14. I mean, I've been out here for a while. I'm dumping water on myself. It's super hot out. Asking the race director for a time gap, and at this point it's like 10 or 11 seconds. And I do eventually get pulled back here. As you can see, I was really hoping for Mark or Shannon just to be ready to attack as soon as I got pulled back, but I think everyone was pretty tired. And yeah, you know, when I was out in that move, I was like, I really didn't want to just blow myself to pieces. That was not going to help Mark, and I also still need to score points to win this series, so a DNF wasn't going to help either of us. Looking back, I wish I had committed a little bit more to that move, because I think I actually could have been successful. But moving forward, lap 21, You can see one guy up the road, and I try to bridge up, and actually I think it's Shannon that's up the road, my teammate. So again, I'm just thinking, you know, if we're up the road, then that gives a chance for Mark to just sit in and force other guys to chase. And I make sure that, you know, my effort is punchy enough that I'm not dragging anybody up with me. So I do catch up to Shannon here, and I immediately get to the front and slot in and try to give him a little bit of a breather, and I don't know, just see what we can do. But this was a really tough race. I mean, it was just like attack after attack, and nothing was sticking. I think the heat had a lot to do with that, and you know, a lot of these guys have been lapped several times throughout this series, and I think no one wanted to get lapped, which I totally understand. Here's Steve Kiefer. He was super active in this race. So as soon as Shannon and I get pulled back, he goes off the front, and I jump onto his wheel. And this looks pretty good. Again, this is not the guy we're worried about beating Mark, and you know, just hopefully another opportunity for Mark to sit in. I'm trying to convince him to keep pulling, but he says no. So he thinks I'm going to give up, but no, my intention is definitely to keep this thing rolling. Steve's definitely a guy that you could win a breakaway with for sure. So we've been out here for 1 or 2 laps, and they are gaining on us. It doesn't look like we're going to be successful, but the catch hasn't happened yet, and we're just rolling along.
Don't stop!
And right there, he just kind of calls it, and they're pretty close. But I do try to push forward, but yeah, I mean, eventually we do get pulled back. You can see right here the catch happens, and Mark does a little attack as soon as we get pulled back. I mean, it's good timing. I'm just telling him to go, like, don't hesitate. Now's the time to hit it if you're trying to get into a move, and luckily Shannon's right behind him. So this looks good. Gonna try to let these gaps fill in and just slot back in and get my heart rate back down. So right here, I think we've got Shannon and Mark up the road, which is perfect. Mitch is here with us in the group, so I mean, this is a good mix right here for what we want to accomplish. And they're making some progress. I mean, they're getting up the road. Daniel does a great job of just sticking on Mitch's wheel the whole race, really not giving him any support when he tries to close the move down. Moving forward here, we're lap 28 into the race, and there goes Steve Kiefer. He's trying to bridge up to Mark and Shannon. It's a good move, and like I said, at this point we have half the guys we started with in this race. So very small group left, and I get up to Daniel and Mitch here, and I see that they're not going to close it down, so I just try to jump across. And this isn't even really a breakaway. It's more like this is the rest of the field. This is really the only guys left in this race at this point. So I know that this is the winning move, so I do what I have to do to get up there to them. And this is a pretty good situation here. So we've got Mark, Shannon, and myself in this breakaway. Mitch hasn't made it across.
This is it!
So this is it. This is perfect. What we were looking for. Mark's going to score some points tonight, and I'm just going to try to get him the best position possible. And we start rotating really well, and really making sure that there's no possibility someone's going to catch up to us. So pretty much 5 guys remaining in this race. Although right here, we start to break down and no one starts to pull, and Mitch is like in no man's land, but he's only a few seconds behind us. So I figure if I attack here, I can force Steve and this other guy in the break to chase me down while Shannon and Mark can sit on. But credit to the other guys in the break. I mean, they jump on that move really quickly, and I really don't get much of a gap at all. And so I just go ahead and shut it down. And moving into what looks like lap 33 or 34. So there's no way we're going to get caught at this point. And I'm thinking right here, when Steve flicks his elbow and I move to the front, I'm just not going to give it up. I'm going to do the last 3 laps myself, and pull, go ahead and do a lead out for Shannon and Mark. The lineup's perfect. Shannon's right on my wheel with Mark right behind him. And I'm just thinking, all I need to do is keep the speed high enough that it would be uncomfortable to try to attack out of this group. I know Steve and the other guy in the break, they're tired. So as long as we're rolling forward, they're not going to try anything. So I want to keep the pace up, but I also want to save enough that I can really unwind it in the last lap. And the best place to put the power down is on this backside of the course. It's kind of a false flat. It's a little bit uphill, and you can really put people into some pain there. So here you go. We're going into the last lap. You can see I'm doing 500 watts up this hill. Like I said, just trying to make it uncomfortable for everyone in the break, so that no one has an idea of trying to attack over the top. And Mark and Shannon are in the perfect spot. I hit this corner as fast as I can, and I know that all I've got to do is save enough for the last straightaway to really unwind it and give Shannon and Mark the best possible sprint. See, my heart rate here is 188. My max is probably 194, 192. So yeah, this is about as much as I've got to give. And here we go. This is where I want to put down as much power as I can. almost 600 watts here, just trying to lead him out. And Shannon goes over. Mark about knocks me down there, but we do make it through that corner. And I would have loved to have gotten 3rd place and done a Cycles de Oro podium, but Steve was there. He raced really strong all night. Overtook me for the line, and I got 4th, but we got Mark in 2nd, Shannon in 1st, so job well done. Thanks.